So school was amazing, and we were definitely taught going out of it that we don't know anything. You may know some of the stuff that you learned from school, you know, the bare minimum. When you go into these restaurants, do not go in there and utter the words, well, in school we did, well, in school, you're not in school
Yeah,
anymore.
like
Yeah.
This is not school at all.
right.
So there was
Yeah.
that. But also something that I noticed that I still notice now is that, like, there's not a lot of people who look like me in kitchens at all. Um,
Right, right.
I can so I've been cooking for 10 years. This
Mm,
is my 14th kitchen I've worked in. Out of all 14 kitchens
wow.
I've worked in, I have worked with one other Black woman. Nope, I'm lying. Two other Black women. That's
Still,
it.
that's insane. Were you
Yeah,
serious?
yeah, two Black women in the kitchen.
Jeez.
I can't say
Now,
that.
servers
I,
and
I
stuff
definitely
like
cannot say the
that.
same.
No. There are plenty of as you say, hermanos for you.
It's definitely a lot of
Oh,
hermanos.
this just got really racial really fast, but
All right.
okay.
People are probably gonna be like, yum. like,
This is like,
like
I
kid,
was
what?
like
like,
what?
whoa, okay, all right, okay, it's all good.
Uh,
But yeah, there's definitely a shortage of Black women in kitchens. And then even looking at the great chefs of the world, there's not many Black females that will make it on these lists when a lot of Black females are the ones who really inspired a lot of these great chefs.
Right.
Um, so that is definitely something that I would love to see change in kitchens. But already the way kitchens are set up, it almost not fights against, but goes against a lot of women. For instance, I want to have a child. Most kitchens do not give you maternity leave. You can't work on the line pregnant. You can't do any of those things. And a lot of
Really,
these
that's
kitchens, you
interesting.
don't get health care.
Really?
So it's almost saying, hey, you have to choose between motherhood or being in a kitchen. And if you do choose motherhood, more than likely you're never going to be a great chef. You're
Wait,
only
but
going to
wait,
be
but wait, but why is that like a thing? Like, why? I mean, wait, what? Like,
what part?
okay, no,
that's just
okay,
how
no.
kitchens
Let me
are.
say this. Listening to you, talk about these things. I'm sure you're not the only one that has the same sentiment. You know what I mean? That feels this way, right?
Mhm.
I'm sure this is probably a topic
Yeah,
amongst
it's a thing.
females in the culinary world. Am I correct?
Yeah.
That's so like, how come I've never like heard of that? Like,
Now,
that
don't
sounds
get me wrong.
insane.
There
Like,
are plenty.
that sounds like a really big issue that needs to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
hey,
it's hard because, like, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great female chefs. So definitely, I don't want to
right.
make it seem like there's not a thing. Alice Waters
Of
being
course, of
one of the
course,
best,
of course.
one that I look up to, Chez Panisse in San Francisco.
Okay.
But even she says, like, it's hard trying to choose, like, the fact that men don't have to choose between fatherhood and being a great chef. That's not something that men have to choose between. It's
Right.
something that happens for them, but they don't
Right.
have to give up their whole career to be a father.
Right.
Now,
Right.
with motherhood, it seems to be different because it's almost like, oh, you had a kid. Oh, we
Yeah.
don't know if you can work these hours, and we don't have
Mm,
maternity leave, and we don't know if your job is going to be available. Oh, you can't work for the last 3 months of your pregnancy, and it goes
yeah.
downhill from there.
And,
Um,
unfortunately, it's a very demanding job too.
it
Being in
Right.
is.
Right. No,
it
of
is a
course.
very demanding job, and a lot of times, like for instance, uh my sister-in-law,
Mm,
she's a sous chef at the Hilton Torrey Pines, right? And
Mhm.
but she's always kind of gone to like the corporate type of jobs because
Yes,
they are more secure, more stable. Like for
absolutely.
instance, you go to any like restaurant, like even a fine dining restaurant, like I don't want to say Juniper and Ivy do it, but most likely they won't offer medical assistance or anything like that. Or
They might, because now they're a restaurant group, and these
oh, okay,
restaurants are getting smart by doing that because these restaurant
mm,
groups are realizing, as we grow, so does our staff. Our
mm,
staff,
right.
they're
Right.
having kids, they're needing medical. We don't want them to stay in our restaurants for 2, 3 years and then leave us for, a
yeah,
casino or a hotel that can offer them these things. That's why
Right.
corporate,
Right.
as much as people hate it, that's something that I've worked almost my whole life for those same exact reasons because it's
Right.
stable. There's an
Right.
HR there.
yeah,
There's a you know, there's a 401k, there's insurance, there's all that stuff.
The perks.
Little mom and pop brick and mortars can't offer that, but it sucks because that's where most of the creativity is happening.
Right, exactly.
Because you're
like,
right. It's where most
like
of the
those little
creativity
mom and pop stores, those are the ones that blow up. You know what I mean? Become these huge. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at
new innovative
I'm not.
things.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I said new and innovative things happen in those places. Not to say that all corporate is the same, but if I wanted to get the experience of playing with new ingredients and kind of bending the rules a little bit and just being able to do fun things, I can't work corporate for that. But if I want to keep a steady roof over my head, get sick leave, possibly get paid vacation, you know, all that stuff, then I'm going to have to work corporate.
Right. That makes sense.
It's rough.
I mean,
there's pros and cons to